This week on the Lonnie and Ryan podcast.
I've had to actually block the words on my comments.
So you've never done a single sponsorship before?
Never. I was just really trying to dig myself out of a bit of a black hole at the time. I have left so much money on the table, I'm sure of it.
Our guest today is Mel from the YouTube channel Back From Burnout. She's been reselling for about 8 years, runs an 8,000 listing eBay store out of a warehouse in Australia, and sells exclusively books. She runs this business all by herself and also has become a YouTube sensation, growing her channel to over 52,000 subscribers. Join us in welcoming Back From Burnout. Well, first and foremost, Mel, we want to thank you for joining us for this show. We really appreciate it. We're excited to talk to you. And I think it's really unique what you do, because obviously you're a reseller and you sell mostly on eBay, I think, right? Mostly eBay. But I think your story is really, really unique, that a lot of people probably learn a lot from. I'm looking forward to listening to your story. But yeah, so thank you for joining us. And I don't know if you want to maybe just introduce yourself real quick and kind of tell everybody who might not know you. I'm sure everybody watching this probably does know you, but yeah, just give a little introduction to yourself.
Okay. Well, hello. Thank you for having me. My name is Mel. I go under the handle Back From Burnout. I'm Australian, obviously, if you can tell from the accent, if you don't follow me. 50 years old this year. So coming into a new season of life, it feels like.
Welcome.
Reselling on eBay. No other platforms. We don't have a huge amount of platforms over in Australia like you guys. We've got less options. So eBay is the dominating platform. So that's where we're at. And yeah, about to dive in and try the eBay live streaming. So that'll be new. But other than that, 4 kids, 1 granddaughter, and just busy running life.
Awesome. So how did you get the name for your channel? How'd you get the name?
That's what I want to know too.
Yeah. So it must have been about 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. I was a family photographer before this, and I wasn't very well. And so I decided I had to get some surgery, and I thought I'll take a few months off. And while I was on a break, I was looking around at how I could make some extra money. And I found all the sneaker guys over on Instagram, American sneaker guys.
Yep.
And they were flipping sneakers from that Nike outlet. And I thought, oh, we've got a Nike outlet. I can do that. And so that's how I kind of got into reselling, by doing that. But the name kind of came about because I set up this Instagram account, which is how I found reselling. But I went under this anonymous Instagram account called Back From Burnout, because that's how I felt like I was burnt out. And I wanted to have this anonymous account that was kind of felt really geeky at the time. Like I was just sharing all these positive quotes. And
this was on Instagram?
Yeah, I was just really trying to dig myself out of a bit of a black hole at the time. And
so this was like a faceless account, anonymous faceless account.
Yep, faceless account. And then found this reselling community and thought, I'll try this. And so was sharing some posts about it kind of anonymously. And then I kind of found the whole reselling community via this. And then I found the YouTube community. And then I just thought I would love to do this YouTube. And I knew that if I was going to do YouTube, I would have to move the Instagram account from being faceless to showing who I was. Yeah. So I think when I got about 1,000 followers on Instagram, I thought, okay, well, maybe people would be interested enough to hear me out on YouTube. So that's when I kind of dived into it. But it was the name really became because I was burnt out, and this Instagram account was to kind of to get me back from burnout, I guess. And
were you uncomfortable at the beginning with showing your face, and that's why you were staying anonymous, or?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
And I think because I was in a really low spot, like I was trying to use these positive quotes and do all this stuff to kind of just bring myself out of it. And I didn't want any of my friends to see me doing that kind of stuff. I felt like I was being really kind of geeky, but I just needed to find like a community of people that would cheer me on, because I'm the type of person who kind of thrives off some external validation, which is,
Oh,
I guess, why
Mhm.
YouTube works pretty well for me. But
huh.
yeah, I just needed to find this community of people that would kind of cheer me on and get me out of this dark hole.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite an admission, Mel, that like seeking external validation, and you're brave enough to actually, like, I think we all are to some extent
Mm.
seeking, especially YouTubers, like we're performers and we like to get stuff out. But yeah, obviously, of course, we're seeking external validation. There's no like, as unhealthy or healthy as you might think that
Yeah.
is, it's just a fact.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
there's
I
pros and cons.
appreciate that you're
There's
honest
pros
about
and
that.
cons. Yeah, pros and cons about it, it can be a
Right.
blessing and a curse, but, like, I'm definitely one of those people that's love language is words of affirmation and,
Hmm.
uh, I think external validation comes from that. I like to be I get I've got ADHD, so I like to get those dopamine hits and then get,
Mhm.
like,
Mm.
that external validation, like, "Yay, go you," and that encourages me to go on and get the
I
next
think
dopamine hit.
I think we're all like that, to like I said, at least to some extent, we're all like that, but very few of us are willing to just stand there and admit it like you just did.
Right.
So I appreciate how open and authentic that was. That was
You
really
said
cool.
you said something too that kind of resonated with me is like, as content creators, it's a little, at least it is for me. I don't know if you feel this way, Lonnie. I don't think we've ever talked about this really, but um, it's a little uncomfortable talking about content creating with people in your personal life. Like
Oh,
maybe not
Mhm.
like immediate family, like a spouse or, a parent or something, but like, you know, maybe your friends in real life or, cousins and extended family. Like it's kind of weird and uncomfortable. So, which, you mentioned that as well, but that's something that it's weird. Like I'd almost rather like not have anybody
Mhm.
none of my family know about it. And then just, like you said, you're seeking that affirmation from a bunch of strangers, essentially.
yeah. But I think over the years, my confidence has grown so much by doing the YouTube that now
Mhm.
I don't need to seek that as much as well because my confidence level has just grown naturally by being on the camera all the time. So I don't think I seek validation as much as I used to. And, but I definitely was back then. I definitely was.
I think we all do. Like I said, I think we all do to some extent, and that's a blessing and a curse because, sometimes you need the validation to, like, remind yourself that you're doing good work or you're
Mm.
talented or you're good enough and all that. But sometimes you don't need validation whenever you take a wrong turn. And when I say you, I mean the royal you. I don't mean Mel, but
Yeah,
like you may have taken a wrong turn and you're going down the wrong path, but yet those people are still validating that as well. And sometimes that's not great. So
100%.
hmm, that that
Yeah.
that's really something to think about though early on here. That's really cool.
So how often do you upload on YouTube
Well, this
generally?
year I've been trying to do daily vlogs. I've just had a few days off
Oh.
actually. We just had a long weekend here and I took a few days
Mhm.
off from making the videos, but that's been one of my letdowns, I think, for my channel over the years is I haven't been very consistent. I've been up and down,
Okay.
never had really an uploading schedule. I go through stages where it's like a few a week, then it's a couple a week, then I'm doing lots. And yeah, this year I decided to try and get myself out of the video rut by doing the daily vlogs, and
Mhm.
I was doing all right. I think in the 90 days I did 88 out of 90 days,
Wow.
but
Wow, that's
I
pretty
think I
good.
just had yeah, I think I just had 4 days off, so that feels a little bit nice. But yeah,
Is that
I
It
don't
sounds
think
like you're trying to get back to burnout. You're trying to get back to burnout. Is that what you're doing?
I go through these ruts where I get
Yeah.
really, and Lonnie, you'll understand this because
Uh-huh.
you're very similar in the shed, and you just
Mhm.
feel like you're making the same videos over and over. And how much
Mm.
more can you talk about? Like you're making packing videos, you're
Mhm.
talking about, I'm talking about the one platform, and you get to the point where you're like, what video am I going to make? I've already made that video 100
Yep.
times. Like,
Well,
and I don't want to be that how to tutorial channel.
Right.
That's not me. I'm not the how
Yep.
how to do eBay in 2026. That how to ship with Australia Post. That's not me. I just want to vlog my life, and I want to talk about other stuff besides just eBay as well. I've always been like that. So
Mhm.
I get myself into these ruts where I just get to the point where I'm like, I don't know what to share anymore. I need a break. So I think the daily vlogs got me out of that rut because there's no time to overthink it. It's just, what am I doing today? Share it. And they've been fantastic, but I don't know if 7 days is
Right.
it's not sustainable for me. So now I'm just trying to work out if I try and do like Monday to Friday and do like weekday vlogs, or back to every second day or something. But I definitely know that there's pros and cons. Like the 7 days has been great, and the income
Yep.
goes up and everything with the 7 days, but it's just not long term. A few months of it is great, but it's not long term sustainable.
I did it for over a year one time, 7 days, and it's very difficult. And the quality does start to dip after a while. Like it's got to, right? But man, I was looking at how you've been doing. Your channel's been kicking butt. It's been doing
Killing
awesome.
it. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean, don't you feel?
Well, it's very steady, and I've got a really loyal core audience that
You
watches
do.
me. And so my views are very similar for most videos, which is fantastic. That keeps my revenue pretty stable, but the growth is very slow. I don't get a lot of
Right.
new subscribers per month, and I'm not getting those breakout videos that go bigger into the algorithm to bring that new audience in. So you really, again, blessings and curses. You kind of get reliant on this core audience, and what happens if they start to move away? If you don't have this mix of videos that's coming in and bringing new followers as well as keeping the loyal other ones. So that's where I'm a little bit stuck at the moment, because when you're making the daily vlogs, I don't have a lot of time to be really thinking hard about, okay, what type of evergreen video can I bring in here to get some.
No.
And also I don't want to do that how to do eBay in 2026 type that does bring in those evergreen new audience all the time.
A lot of this sounds familiar.
It sounds like
Lonnie.
every conversation I ever have with Ryan about YouTube, you just encompassed it right. And the reason is we do very similar kind of vlogging, and Mel, I hear you on the how to. I really struggle to put how to do X on any title ever. I have done it a few times, but man, I feel like as soon as I do that title, and you probably feel the same way, tell me if you do, I am saying I am the authority. I know the best way to do it, and you should do it like I do. And I do not like telling people that. That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm very vulnerable on my channel, and I mess up all the time. So I never want to claim to be like the biggest expert. And I guess in some ways I'm doing books full time, so I am a little bit of an expert on some books, but not all books. I'm not like, there's millions of books that I don't even know about. So I don't claim to know everything about books or anything like that. And people do look to me for advice, but I never really want to feel like I'm that expert, because I'm still always learning myself, and I'm there alongside everyone else making mistakes, and I'm more vulnerable than a lot of other resellers on YouTube, and I show all those mistakes and get a lot of criticism for them as well. So that's something I have to wear all the time. But
I think it's great. I think it's I think that's the best way to. Mel, you sound like you're talking about me, because I feel like we show our mistakes a lot. And I don't think you're definitely not giving yourself enough credit, of course, but the way that you don't tell people you're an expert, you just, okay, this is what they watch you and they know what you are. They've all decided what you are just from watching what you do and what you say every day.
That's why they're so loyal. Yeah.
Right. They know you're an expert, even though you won't say it.
Yeah.
The other thing about the doing the how-to videos too is generally, and let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure like when you upload those, it's basically like a guaranteed 10 of 10
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
you know, it's an evergreen and the people that are there every day are there for your everyday vlog, not necessarily a how-to video or whatever. So
Mm.
that's a tough balance as well, you know, for you guys. I would guess.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also my audience is very split. So like some of the tutorials that I'd have to do are very based on like Australian, and
Ah.
that's not the majority of my audience. Like if I was to do how to ship with Australia Post or shipping, like
Right.
it's so
Oh.
irrelevant to 80% of my audience. So that
What
Ah.
percentage of your audience is American or
Yeah.
from the
nearly
US?
50%.
50?
Yeah. Yeah, nearly. Yeah. It kind of hovers.
Wow.
It kind of goes just under 50 to around 55%, but yeah, currently about 50%, I
Wow.
think. And then I've got quite a wide UK audience as well. I've got nearly equally as much UK as I do Australian.
So it's a
So it's like
split between those.
50, 15, 15 or something like that.
Yeah, almost like 50, 20, 20, and then 10% Germany and Finland and places.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one of the biggest things. The Australian market is not very big in reselling. And in fact, there's only a few solid YouTubers who are actually making a go of it in Australia. And the audience just isn't big enough. And if you only target the Australians, your channel will never take off. And so that
Right.
was one bit of advice that Josh, Hairy Tornado, gave me back when I had about 3,000 subscribers. And I sent him a message one day, like asking for some advice. And he sent me back a voice note. He must have had about 40 or 50,000 subscribers at the time. And he sent me back a voice note saying, you will never reach an American audience if we can't relate to you. And we can't relate to a lot of the brands you sell and your postage and all this stuff. So you have to be very relatable on your channel or none of the Americans will follow you. And so that really struck with me. And I was like, okay, I have to be a little bit more vulnerable than most maybe on my channel so that people do understand me and will relate to me and watch me for me, not because of what I'm actually selling.
Yeah, that is difficult because we're similar in that we sell on eBay, but we sell like a lot of the times. Sometimes the hero in our videos is the stuff we pick up, but on your vlogs, on your videos, the hero has to always be you because it's all you have is books. And I'm not saying anything about books.
No, you're right.
But I mean, you have to be the hero because you're not going to say, oh, look, this rectangular object that looks like the other million you see behind me is kind of extra special because of XYZ. You can only do so much of that, right?
100%. And because we don't have all the cool garage sales and yard sales, we estate sales, we don't have that over here. So I can't make videos going to garage sales, and because ours is so small and boring, there'd be nothing to make content on. So niching down for me made more sense, and I'm able to talk more a little bit about systems and that kind of stuff I guess I talk a lot more about systems but you're right. And this is the thing about bringing in a new audience, because a lot of people will look at me and go, well, she's the book girl and I don't do books. I'm not interested in books. And like she's selling them in Australia. Why would I follow her to learn about books? But once they come into my channel, they realize the channel is so much more than books. And there's so many people that follow me that do not care less about books. They're not resellers. I've got quite a large audience that's not even resellers, and it's just trying to work out how do I get almost more of those people that aren't resellers and they're just interested in this girl vlogging her life in the warehouse who happens to sell books. Yeah.
Well, you're very similar to our recent guest Popeye's Postcards in that you're niched down like he is, which allows you to focus on the systems. Where, I've got like from day to day, we're packing like across a wide spectrum, pulling and packing across a wide spectrum. It's much harder to develop systems for that than what you have.
Do you use the Dewey Decimal System?
I need fast, and the books work for me because I'm so time poor. Like I've been kind of juggling this with kids, and now a few years ago I went through a marriage separation. So like now I'm commuting out to my warehouse, which is nearly an hour each way. So I lose a couple of hours in the car most days that I'm commuting, and I'm living like two different lives almost, because I've got 1 week when I've got my daughter, and then I've got the week when I don't have my youngest daughter now. And I feel like I live a double life, because I live out near the warehouse every second week, because that's where my boyfriend is out there. He's at the warehouse as well. But then the other week I live here. So I'm split between two houses, and I'm commuting, and I'm trying to juggle all these million things and trying to make all these videos. And I need easy, like I can't be spending like you do, Lonnie, doing all that packing in those. Takes forever I just need to slip it in a mailer and be done. Yeah.
Well, how much time do you spend? Well, you sell you do a lot of volume though. So like how many books do you normally have going out a day, you think, on average?
It's probably not that many. It's probably 20 to 30, I guess.
Okay.
So it's not huge. Good. Yeah.
Okay. I did have one question I was thinking about today when I was thinking about, how you sell books, and that's basically all you exclusively sell. Where are most of the books going? I guess it might be kind of a stupid question, but like, do you sell mostly to other Australians, or are you doing a lot of like international shipping and stuff like that? Or
yeah, no, I barely do any international shipping. It's 99%. Wow. So yeah, I'm not I don't sell like to my viewers overseas or anything, because the shipping's so expensive. So I didn't even have post turned on to America at the moment, since all the tariffs. So yeah, I don't do very many international orders at all, and yeah, just out to Australians.
So,
it's easy.
So a lot of YouTubers get a lot of viewer sales. We do too, of course, but that is not something that is a big part of your revenue, is it? Viewer sales.
Probably the last year and a half, I've been getting more viewer sales than I ever have before, but that's because I'm making more of those packing videos. And Lonnie, you know what it's like. If you make a packing video, they like to hear their comment or name read out when you were packing their things. So Mondays, I normally do my weekend packing order videos. So then a lot of the people who do buy off me will buy over the weekend, so that they can see their item, because it's almost guaranteed that I make that Monday packing order video.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what happened in your reselling journey that made you decide to just like hone in on books?
Yeah. Why books?
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah. Oh. So yeah, basically I was at that time, just before COVID, I was doing clothes. I'd moved away from doing just the Nikes, because the Nike outlet switched on to me here, and they asked me to sign a declaration that said I wasn't reselling their shoes. Then I moved into doing like reselling the secondhand clothes and secondhand shoes, and I had a few books in my store. So before COVID, I was kind of like mainly clothing and shoes, but a bit of an everything seller. And COVID hit, and all the thrift shops, we call them op shops here, but all the op shops, they closed down through COVID, and I couldn't get any inventory. So I was just doing call out on Facebook Marketplace for books, and just was saying, I'll come and contact, let's pick them up from your doorstep. And next minute I was so inundated with books. Nobody was really in Australia was focusing a lot on books like that. It certainly wasn't on the internet with anybody doing YouTube, like just doing books. So it was kind of like, back then there was so much more inventory than there is now, because every man and their dog is now selling books on Facebook or getting them. But I was able to do this call out, and my whole house was just covered in books. And so I had so many books that I just kept doing them, and then realized, well, this is pretty easy to photograph, easy to ship, no returns. So I only get about 2 or 3 returns a year doing books. Wow. So I was like, this is so easy. And I mean, it's easier in some ways, but then, it still comes with its problems doing a lot of books, because you end up inundated and need a lot of space for the books. But that's basically how it became full-time books, and it just followed on from there.
how picky are you whenever it comes to, like, how do you determine excuse me, if you're going to list a book or not, or like, do you wait and make lots of the same author? What does your culling look like whenever you bring like a pallet of books in, say?
So I've got some suppliers that I get free. It's not really free, is it? Because of all my time, but like
Right.
no
Right,
cost
yeah.
to get for. So I get a lot of inventory that comes through. It's not costing me anything, but it is on that lower end scale. But it is like bread and butter that churns through fairly quickly, and it's not costing me anything. So over the last few years, that has been very helpful to me after I went through like a separation and
Mhm.
basically when I was married, I was like the secondary income earner. So I was only kind of part-time and was running around with the kids. And then next minute, the marriage splits up and I'm like all out on my own. And I just had to really ramp the business up. And I didn't have a lot of money or anything behind me. So getting all these suppliers with this free inventory was perfect at the time. So now it's a little bit more of a blessing and a curse because it's coming in and I feel like I can't say no to this.
Mm.
It's still churning my business around, but there is a lot of lower end inventory which can fill up my store, and it's easy to list, it's easy to photograph. It's kind of like you don't even really need to price comp a lot of it. It just goes through. So primarily I've got a lot of that lower end inventory. And when I go outsourcing, I'm obviously looking for that higher end inventory. And the lower end stuff that comes through to me in bulk, I'm also saving that up so that I can make bundles, like Lonnie said, same author or the same topic. I do a lot of cookbooks, so I do all the Indian cuisine or all the Asian cuisines, and I just lot them all together. So yeah.
That's been a move that I've been doing for the past like probably 3 years, because I see books so often and they're normally only worth like $5 or less. But then if I can get a big quantity of them, especially paperbacks that are by the same author, I mean, you're talking really good money because you can get them for next to nothing, and then you can sell them, $3 a whack in lots.
Yeah.
I make, so you do that a lot, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
wadding up.
A lot of bundles. Yeah. And they make me some really good money, the bundles. But
Hmm.
also these days, with the YouTube and everything else and the commuting, I don't have hours every single day to be out there cherry picking thrift shops anymore. I don't have that time. If I want to make the videos and that, I need the inventory to come to me. And when inventory comes to you, it's not like the top dollar. So
Right.
you got to weigh up the pros and cons. But yeah, at the moment it works for me, but it's not ideal either. And it makes it hard to kind of grow the store numbers because it's churning and burning a lot of this lower end stuff. So now I'm kind of going to experiment with this live selling and see if I can churn through some of that lower end stuff on the live and then focus my time mainly on listing the higher end items, because I get bogged down listing a lot of these lower end items just because I'm trying to clear the space, because there's so many books everywhere and I've got piles everywhere that I just need to photograph list as much as I can.
So I'm super. I'm a little jealous, to be honest, because I've been like really looking at all the live selling going on, and I want to, like, Candace and I want to dip our toes into it. And we're a little nervous about doing it, but we cannot do it on eBay because we have not been invited, and you have been invited. How did you get that invite? How did that go down?
I went to a what is it, like eBay had like a roadshow, I
Convention?
guess, where they
Mm.
traveled along, and I spoke to the guys who were running eBay Live, but they had actually already been told, like, there's Mel, she's a YouTuber, go talk to her, see if she's interested. But the thing is, nobody else has done books on eBay Australia, so I'm kind of like the guinea pig on whether, I don't even think eBay know if this is going to work very well with books. So they've really, in here in Australia, it's only new. You look at eBay at any time, there's maybe sometimes 5 or 6 people who are live streaming. The most I've seen is in the evening, about 15 people. So there's not a lot of people on it yet. And most of them are just Pokemon card sellers. And it's just going into the clothing sellers now. So there's a few clothing sellers who are doing bulk pallets and stuff of clothing. But there's no one on there selling the books yet. So we'll have to see how it goes. I don't even know how it'll go. I don't think eBay know how it'll go.
Are there other ways to live sell in Australia right now? Like, do y'all have like Whatnot or other apps like that? You do have Whatnot?
So Whatnot has just kind of become more popular over the last 12 months. But still, most of the people who are buying on Whatnot in Australia are resellers, buying from other resellers, getting things for cheap and then selling. A lot of people who are not in the reselling community still don't know about Whatnot, if that makes sense. It's not widely, I wouldn't say it's widely advertised over here. Yeah.
Are you nervous about jumping into the live stream or the live selling, or because obviously it is a risk, but like from what I see, I think it's a pretty good risk to take if you're the only one in the entire country that's doing the live selling of the books, and you have the ability to move all this product. I mean, it seems like a pretty good bet.
I don't know how long I'll be the only one, but I'll take it while I can get a couple of weeks, maybe. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I'll give it. I'm willing to give it a go. But I've been busy in my warehouse trying to clear out a huge space to set up a corner of the warehouse for it, because I'm the type of person who needs like a dedicated space area with that system to make it flow for me. And a lot of people are like, oh, just stand behind the wall and hold them up. And I'm like, that won't work for me. I need to have systems in place. So I've put in a fair bit of effort to like set up a chunk of the warehouse for it. So now I've just got to hope that. But the thing is as well, if I can make it work, it will eliminate me having to photograph everything, list everything, and pick everything. So yeah, I'm got my fingers crossed that even though it's adding something to my plate, I'm also hoping that it's taking other stuff away from the plate at the same time.
So how many books do you have listed currently? Do you know right offhand?
Probably, maybe around 8,000 listings.
Whoa.
But a lot of them are bundles. So there's obviously a lot more than 8,000 books. Yeah. It's a lot.
Wow. That's crazy.
There's probably that many in there that are unlisted as well.
And how big is your warehouse?
Ooh,
do you know, like?
It's about, I'm going to say meters, which is probably not what you use. But I'm 11 meters wide by about 18 meters long. And I don't know what that is in your square meters.
About 60 by 30 or something like that. About 60 feet by 30, somewhere in there, huh?
I don't know.
That'd be about 1,800 square feet.
It's a decent size. I'm not going to say yes because I'll probably get it wrong. But it's a decent size warehouse. Yeah.
Quick interruption. I hope you guys are enjoying the episode so far, but I just wanted to mention real quick that Lonnie and I have a channel membership called The Inner Circle. Almost every week before we go live and record the podcast with our guest, we have a live stream for members only members of the Inner Circle, about a half an hour before the show, to hang out, talk, discuss our life, and also sometimes give a little sneak peek to who we're having on the show that week. If you're interested in joining the Inner Circle, all you have to do is click join down below. Let's get back to the show. Yeah, that's really cool.
The warehouse is it's about 45 minutes from my doorstep to the warehouse, but I have to travel that far to be able to get the cheaper warehouse, because where I live here, if I was to get the same size warehouse, it would cost me 4 or 5 times the price. So I
was going to ask you why it was so far away. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. So when is your first show going to be on eBay Live?
Well, originally we planned for it to be tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be done by tomorrow. Yeah, we just had a long weekend here, and there's just a little bit of delays going back and forth with eBay with the integration. So I don't think it'll be tomorrow, which suits me because I'm not 100% ready for it, I don't think. So I'm not sure. It might be later this week or it might be early next week.
Oh man, I hope you have a really good turnout, Mel. Because my fear would be, if I were you, would be like if I turned it on and there were like 3 people there and nobody bought anything. I'd be like, what do I do now?
I think I am prepared for that, because even eBay said to me, there's only a small amount of people who are actually watching the live streams at the moment. So there's not a huge amount of people who are actually on there. So unless I can kind of
bring your
generates
own.
coming in to like watch, and whether or not they buy or not, but even if they just watch, then we'll see how we go.
So, like the people that watch you in Australia, would you say that most of them are also, or a good portion of them are also booksellers, or are they just people that like are resellers in general? Like, how's that? How's your demographic? I know it's kind of hard to know for sure, but
I think a lot of them are booksellers, and a lot of them have become booksellers because they watch me. There's definitely a large crowd of people who are selling books because they've watched me, or a lot of people who are interested in selling it. I think books kind of looks easy for people who are new to reselling, because clothing, you have to understand the brands and all this kind of stuff. But with books, you can just, and there's so in abundance, and you can pick them up for free. And so there's a lot of low risk, I guess, with people going into reselling and trying books. And plus I've got every single system of mine like it's all shown on my channel, so they can pretty quickly learn how to do it just by watching my videos.
Right. The thing I found, because I'm not, like, we're definitely not book experts here, but the thing I found is over the years, and you're probably awesome at it, but I just get better and better and better. Like, I can walk up to a bookshelf and I can pretty quickly scan the stuff that is absolutely worthless.
Yeah.
And then there might be a smaller group where I'm like, oh, that sounds like an interesting subject, or I've never seen that book before, because you start to see all the same books over and over too. Right. Yeah. And
100%.
then I find, like, the longer you do it, like, there really is no replacing that experience that you get. In your eye.
It's all up here. Like, nobody can ever, I can walk into a shop or a book fair or anything like that, and I can scan it with my eyes, and there's ones that I'll immediately know that one will sell every day of the week for me. That one I'm not sure about, but I know the topic sells. I'm going to have a look at it. And then there's other ones that I'm just flat out, nope. So, but you can't teach that stuff. You have to, that comes from practice, years of selling, learning what doesn't sell, making mistakes, buying dud hauls and listing it all, and then nothing selling, and just that constant research over and over and over. So even though other people can replicate and kind of copy what I'm doing, they can't.
Right.
They can't. They don't have my brain.
You could kind of put them on. Like, okay, this genre for the most part, not very good. This genre, look a little closer. Like, you can do things like that. But yeah, you cannot replace just that. Like, a lot of people call it gut instinct, but it's not. It's a learned pattern recognition, all that kind of stuff. So but you don't buy books hardly ever anymore. Is that what you were saying?
No, I still do. No, I still do buy books. I'm just a little bit more choosy with the books that I buy, I guess, because I've got so much bread and butter that's just coming in constantly, that if I'm going into the thrift shop, I'll be more choosy, definitely.
So you culled out a bunch of books recently, right? Like thousands of books?
Yep.
Like, what is your criteria? How do you know what to give up on? Did you use like some kind of, like, was it programmatic? Like, if it's been in the shop for this long and it's this value or less, then get rid of it? Is that what you did, or something else?
Yeah, the ones that were listed that I culled about 1,000 that were listed just in the last couple of weeks. And that really just went through my store and looked at what were the oldest listings from 2022 and 2023. And they're listed for low end prices, and they're just not selling. And I was like, they're clogging up my shelves. I need shelf space to be able to put fresh books on. They're just bloating up the store, and they're not doing anything. They're not selling. I may as well get rid of them. And any that I pulled off, and I thought, you know what, that's actually not too bad of a book, and I feel like that would sell, I just put it back in the photo pile, and I've been rephotographing them and relisting them, and they've been selling. So
with that kind of massive inventory, I look at 8,000 pieces is pretty massive, or 8,000 listings, or it's getting on the scale of getting to be massive. Like, are you using AI or anything like that, or some kind of other tool
same thing. Yeah.
To like get into your inventory and really analyze it and say, hey, look, this is a loser. this is probably just a problem with your listing you need to revisit? You know, like, do you have like some kind of analysis like that going on, or is it just your eyeballs looking at the screen?
Both. So I'll download my quality listing report from eBay and I will throw that all into ChatGPT.
Oh,
and
really?
it'll come in and it'll really analyze all the, like, it'll tell me like the lowest kind of couple thousand listings that are getting the least amount of views and impressions and all that kind of stuff, and it tells me which ones that I should focus on, like the top 500 that I should focus on, either tweaking the titles or getting rid of them out of the store slowly. So I find that actually a really good process. Just by putting that quality listing report in, gives you a lot of data. Yeah.
That's the great thing about AI, is if it's used in the right way like that, it can really help with mundane like tasks like that, especially when you have an inventory number in the thousands where it would literally be impossible for you to do that if you didn't have a tool like that. Yeah.
And I do the same thing, like just this year by doing the daily videos, I had so much data that you can actually download all your YouTube stats and everything into a spreadsheet as well. And you can drop all of that into ChatGPT and it'll come up and tell you the same kind of thing, what titles are working for you, what the main words that you've got in your titles that are getting the biggest views. And it's so interesting when you drop in those downloaded files from either eBay or YouTube. The data that you can get from it is amazing.
That's the power of AI, is whenever you actually provide it, like if you're dealing with large data sets and you provide that to it, like there's no other way to get that kind of analysis. Like that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Quality listing report, huh?
Yeah. You've never seen it?
Well, I've heard of it. I've never used it for anything before, but I wrote it down.
You can download it and then you can put it in there. But it's a really interesting piece of data if you're running your eBay store.
So does it come with, whenever you do that, does it have like all the listings listed out too in the report?
In the report it will, yep.
Okay.
When you download it, it'll download it and then it'll be able to put it together and tell you which ones are the lowest performing based on impressions and views and all the other data that it puts in there.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. I should know that already.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah.
So how does the shipping work in Australia? Do they have like any, like over here, although it's not really used much anymore, is it, Lonnie? The media mail, like you're much more.
We still use media mail here because it is cheaper a lot of times, but a lot of times it's not anymore. But around here, like
have that.
Yeah, like around here, Mel, to give you some context, like a 2 to 3 pound book media rate, it's probably be about $6 to ship it.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty similar. We don't have media mail, but we have like flat rate postage mailers. So they're all up to 5 kilos, which is about your 11 pounds. And they're all like a flat price. Whoa. So they come in sizes, extra small, small, medium, large. And then you can just put as much as you can into those size mailers up to that 5 kilo weight limit, and you just pay a flat fee. And then if you're going to go over that 5 kilos, then you're probably better to do where you have to measure it yourself and weigh it, and it's way more time consuming. So I just use the flat weight mailers and try to put everything into mailers that's under 5 kilos. And if somebody buys 10 kilos worth of books, then I will generally just split it between 2 mailers. Yeah.
Do you get like, are the rates for your postage there, are they pretty much the same for everybody, or do you get certain rates based on your volume, or can you choose how to do it, or what?
Yeah, you get, the more you sell, the more discount you'll get. So I'm on the highest level of discount. They have band levels over here, band 1, band 2, band 3, and then band 5 is the highest. And so we get a little bit more of a discount, but yeah, it definitely helps having that discount, especially when you're selling low-end items. That's really important, because when the newer sellers come in and they're trying to price match you on these lower-end items, they don't realize they've got these extra shipping costs, which are eating into their profits. So that's
a 3-pound book. What would a 3-pound book cost you on average to?
Well, like if I was just selling like a book this size,
yeah,
that would probably cost me around. I'm just trying to think what it is. Somewhere between $6 and $8, probably. I can't remember the pricing off the top of my head, but basically we've got costs as well if it's going into the city area or if it's going rural. So if you're going rural, you'll pay the higher price, $8 or whatever it is.
Okay.
And if you're going into the city area, it'll be slightly lower. It might be about $1 cheaper. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think what I think my average for pricing is around $10 on average.
Okay. I'm looking. Okay, so $8 Australian. Is that what you're talking about? Like an Australian dollar?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be $5.75 here.
Yeah. So probably similar to your medium mail.
Yeah. Yeah. Right around the same. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something people might not realize too, is like the geography of Australia. Because you said like rural versus city. So like when Americans think of rural, they might just think of like, like outside the city somewhere, small town. But like rural in Australia is massive. Like I don't think people realize how big it is and how much vast open space there is. Like, do you ever have to ship to like people like that far out? And does it cost like a lot more to do that? Is like there a big difference there, or
just that extra $1 or something just to charge?
Okay.
If it's going,
not
not into the city areas. So no. I don't know. I guess
but at some point they probably subsidize it. They probably kind of subsidize it at some point, right? Like we do here. There's some places in the United States where it makes no sense to ever, you cannot possibly reach them with mail at a reasonable price. So the system kind of just absorbs that,
Yeah, like Hawaii or like one of our island territories or something like that.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
do you have any plans, Mel, of like doing something new or trying something new other than like the live selling? Do you have any big plans that you haven't really talked about yet, or you just kind of
not really in terms of reselling?
Yeah.
I go through stages. I'd love to have another YouTube channel. Nothing about reselling and nothing about books. But it's just whether or not I've got the time to do it. I'm not sure yet. And I don't know, because I always have built this YouTube channel, and I've shared a lot of my personal life on there already. I always wanted the channel to be that if one day if I don't want to do reselling anymore, the YouTube, people will just follow on because they're invested in me, not so much the books. But the more I do the daily vlogs, and the more it's just like warehouse life, even though I'm still incorporating a lot of me, it feels like by doing that, I'm almost making it harder for myself one day to pivot out if I want to get out of reselling. And I'm not saying I want to get out of reselling now, but I don't know what in 5 years' time or 10 years, I don't know if I want to still be doing books at that scale or books at all, or I don't know. I don't like to lock myself in. This is almost the longest I've ever been in one job with the reselling. And I do kind of feel that if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would probably have moved on to something more shiny and fancy now, because I tend to get bored after about 5 years of doing something and need to do something else. And it's been about 7 years or 8 years since I've been reselling. So I feel like YouTube keeps me more motivated with the reselling. If it wasn't for YouTube, then I might have moved on to try something else by now.
Wow.
I'm not sure I'm that person that's I'm forever a reseller until I'm dead. I'm not sure I'm that person, but I feel like I am a YouTuber until I'm dead, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like to have a channel that's kind of, now that I'm heading into the 50s, there's a really big market for over 50s in YouTube
Okay.
channels, and they're very popular as that demographic. There's a lot of people out there who are watching, those over 50s talking about retirement. Not that I'm ever going to probably be able to retire, but that demographic of people talking is really big, and the advertisers pay really well on those channels as well, because that demographic is seen to have the most money, so people want to advertise them. So I feel like a lot of the stuff that I would talk about I kind of sometimes do talk about on the channel that I've got. So I go through stages on whether or not I actually need a separate channel, but I think it would be good to. I feel like it would be a challenge to take everything that I've learned from doing eBay reselling over to another channel and see if I can make another one take off in a bigger niche, because I don't know what it's capped for with reselling in a shed, Lonnie. You might know
You're not far from the ceiling right now.
That's what I'm
like Harry Tornado. Harry Tornado, for instance, he had to get I consider like he's a reseller. I'm not saying he's not, but he's also very reseller adjacent as well. So he has a higher he went and found a little bit of a reseller adjacent spot where there was a higher ceiling. So I think your instincts are correct there.
Yeah, I feel like those ones who go out, like Kayla and Josh, and they're out there, they've got that real entertainment side about them as well. Mm-hmm. So they're bringing in that audience that just wants to watch them. They're not actually resellers, but us, the flippers in the shed, like we're almost, Kevin's the same, almost capped at, like, it's very slow growth once you get over that kind of 50,000 subscribers. I think it's really slow growth on where to go from here. So
it's kind of scary because it depends on, like, you can have a sub number of whatever, right? 60,000, 150,000. But in the reseller space, the audiences can be really loyal, but they can also like really turn over a lot, because a lot of people get into reselling for a couple of years. And then, either they find out it's not for them and they stop watching, or they get all of the beginner stuff that they need from a bunch of channels within the first year or two. And they're like, okay, I get it. I don't need to watch this anymore. And then, but whatever the reason, the turnover is really pretty substantial. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Like, ask me how I know.
I think a lot of that happened with COVID too, because like in the COVID years, people were sitting around their house trying to figure out what they wanted to do, and they had a lot of time on their hands, and a lot of people got into reselling. Well, actually, you mentioned that you got into reselling books in COVID, and and once the world opened back up a little bit and people went back to their regular jobs, they might have dropped off, and so
very true. And I would say Mel is kind of the exception to the rule, because the daily reseller vlog is kind of on the way out. I feel maybe not.
I can't tell if it's on the way out, or if people love it or not.
I know you can't, because you're killing it with it, or maybe I'm not doing it right or something, but you seem to be excelling in that, like, in what you're doing. So like the part where you're bringing Mel to it, it's working. People like it. People dig it.
Yeah. Well, I think we get fairly similar views on our channel, like you
somewhat, and I. Yeah. I would say similar. Although I would trade. I think I would trade with you right now, but pretty close. Yeah.
I think. But when I wasn't doing the daily vlogs, like, the videos tended to get a little bit more views, and then they did drop a little bit with the daily views. But I guess that compounding effect also pays off for that with that lower
does.
views.
And the daily nature, whether you're doing 5 or 7 days a week, like, it becomes the power in that versus, I feel like, versus every other day, it becomes habit for a lot of people.
Yes.
And I think once you're not doing Monday through Friday, at least, that habit can break. Yeah. So I think you're smart to do what you're doing. As long as you can do it.
What's your plan, or have you really thought about it as far as YouTube content goes once you start doing the live stream shows?
Yeah.
How are you going to document that? Do you have any ideas?
Okay, well, I know that I don't want to be one of those people that turns their YouTube channel into just showing everything that they're live selling. I think I've seen it kill other channels. I think when they've done it with Whatnot and stuff, I think it's detrimental. So I won't be like cross-posting any of the streams over to YouTube or anything like that. In the first live stream I do, I might do some pullback behind the scenes where you just see a little bit of me doing it, and then the rest of it's in the regular blog. But I think for the most part, it'll just be the same as what I'm normally doing in my warehouse, except when I'm sorting my books, these ones are going into the photo pile to list on eBay. These ones are going over to the bookcase to go onto the live selling. And so it'll still be the same, basically, videos of me in there. It's just I'll just be distributing the books around into different locations for the different methods of selling. But I definitely don't want to look like I'm crossing that boundary of just trying to sell to my audience all the time. That's not the type of I've never been that person. I've never done any sponsorships. I don't even ask people to subscribe to my channel, which is probably a flaw I've got. But
wow,
this is wild.
It sounds like you're talking to me, doesn't it, Ryan?
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are very similar. Yeah.
And even on Instagram and stuff, I've been watching other people who've done it, and now they just flood their Instagrams with like, "Come see my live selling," like, and I'm just like, I don't want to see that all the time. So I'm very conscious of what I don't like, and not wanting to impose that on my viewers who might not like that either. And I know not everyone's into live selling, and some people are sick of hearing it, and they don't want to hear people talking about it. So I'm kind of really mindful of that as well. So I think it'll be implemented there, but it'll also be keep separate from my YouTube.
You're like me. You overthink, and you like it. You attach. I think that's. I'm going to analyze you, I guess, while I'm analyzing myself. You attach how you feel about things to others, and you have a very high standard that others don't necessarily share. Which means you're going to end up a lot of times missing out on opportunities that you shouldn't have missed out on.
Oh, 100%. I know. I have left so much money on the table, I'm sure of it. And sometimes I kick myself for that, because that would really hit me for my, like, trying to get to a retirement in 15 years. And it's I don't know, I definitely think I have left money on the table because I'm so conscious of how it makes me feel, and it makes me uncomfortable. And things like I've got money blocks, I've got money PTSD with some stuff around it and everything. And so for me, it's really hard to be comfortable with that kind of stuff. So yeah.
So you've never done a single sponsorship before?
Never. I get offered them nearly every single day in my email box, and I've never taken one.
Wow. So you'll probably do like an affiliate code or something like that, right?
I've only ever done one affiliate code, and that was for a budgeting spreadsheet that I was using at the time, and I linked that into the video, and that did actually make me some pretty good money from that affiliate code. But I don't have any other affiliates.
So you don't even like even for packing supplies or tape or bubble wrap or any of the tools you use, you don't even do like y'all have Amazon Prime there, right?
Yeah, we do. Amazon's not the same really as it is over there. Like, it's still coming up here in Australia. It's definitely being used a lot more now than what it was a few years ago, but it's still nowhere near what it is for you guys. Yeah.
It's probably because of what Ryan said. It's probably logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Geography.
Probably the reason.
Yeah. We can't get things like you are in America. You can order it's on your doorstep a couple of hours later. Like for us, we're getting pretty good with next day delivery, but definitely still slower. But nothing. I've got nothing like that. So all the money that I make through my YouTube comes from my AdSense. I'm really reliant on the AdSense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because this is something I struggled with too when I was doing reselling content with sponsorships, is I never wanted to promote something that I didn't actually like or use. And I think Lonnie, you're kind of the same way.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
the good thing about that is, like, if you actually do use something that you truly like and use, you have that super loyal audience, the people that trust you because of your integrity, that if you do decide to promote something, like, there's no harm in that, and you'll probably do very well because people trust you so much that they will absolutely support you and buy whatever product that you're suggesting. So
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
there an Australian bubble boy out there somewhere?
No, I don't think so. I think most people just buy their bubble wrap from our local hardware shop.
Wow.
Which is, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I do get asked a lot, even for American stuff, and they're like, "Oh, can you do this sponsorship for this product?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm in Australia. I can't even use your software or whatever. I can't even use your scanning thing or whatever. Like, how can I endorse it? I can't even use it." And they're like, "But your audience will like it." Oh yeah, I'm sure they will, but I can't
Right.
comfortably endorse something that I haven't
Yep.
tried and don't personally use. So yeah, you're right. Once I do actually endorse something, my audience will know that it's genuine and it's something that I haven't just rushed into doing. So yeah.
That's
Are you
powerful.
are you doing other types of social media as well, Mel? Are you doing like shorts on Instagram and TikTok, and are you on Facebook? Are you doing any of that stuff too?
So I've always used Instagram, I guess, the most out of anything else, just because I like to share like in the stories. But since I've been doing the daily vlogs, I just haven't really had much time to dedicate to that. And just before I was doing the daily vlogs, I got monetized on Facebook,
Oh
and
wow.
I haven't made anything for it. So I am
Really?
monetized on Facebook, but I'm not using it. And it's simply because I feel like my days are just so jam-packed that I'm like, I
Yep.
don't know if I've got time. And Dave got me onto Opus, I think it's Opus Clips or something, where they put your long form in and it cuts it all up and makes it into reels. But I've done that. I've thrown them in there, and like they're just so ridiculous. They just
I'm not
don't.
I'm not happy with them either. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not really comfortable sharing them because I feel like, well, I wouldn't normally make that as a reel. So I
Right.
just feel like it looks.
A lot of the
Yeah.
times the cuts are really weird and they don't really
Yeah.
make sense, and it's just yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
But
not.
they can still get
know.
views though. That's what Dave's
Right.
probably saying, is they get views and make money. But
That's
I'm
it.
like you, at some point, like if it's not something I feel good about putting out there, then I'm not going to put it out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, I've been watching you do all your reels and everything, and I'm like, I should be doing this. It is a income stream for me. It's there. It's monetized. What am I doing? I don't even know how it got monetized because I never even used Facebook. I just used to share my stories, and the occasional feed post from Instagram would automatically go over to Facebook. And I only had like 1,000 or something followers on Facebook, and then they monetized me. So I should take advantage of that, but
You should.
I just trying to remember to take. I was there tracking one day. I had a spreadsheet going tracking how many times Kevin was uploading onto Facebook because
Wow.
because I'm really interested in data and stuff. So I was tracking Kevin there. I was like, what is he doing? Like, because I'm always fascinated by Kevin because he's like the
Right.
amount of different revenue streams, and I think he's
Yeah.
he's not leaving anything on the on the table like me.
No,
Like
no,
he's
Mhm.
getting it
yeah.
out there. I think it's fantastic. Good on him. Like I'm so proud of him for doing that. And so I'm watching him strategically, like trying to analyze him. And I've got this spreadsheet going, right, this one at this time, this one at this time, and this is a photo, and this is a reel, and this is a video, and this is a question. And I've got the whole spreadsheet trying to work out his plan. I haven't told him this. Hope he doesn't listen. He'll be like, what?
So
the
what
heck?
did? Oh no, he's going to see this. So what did you? He's gonna pull.
I
He's gonna
looked at
pull
it, I'm like,
he's gonna pull the transcript. He's gonna search Kevin, and he's gonna search Commonwealth. He's gonna
No,
I'm
pretty sure he watches every episode. He always comments on them. So yeah.
he's awesome. But honestly, I just looked at it. I was like, there's some days there's 15 posts. And I was like, I don't know how. And I know that he uses like different software to like cross post it. And I think he's got one of his kids that helps him out sometimes with the post as well. But I'm just like thinking 15 times a day. Like that's every couple of hours that my mind has got to shift onto, oh, now I've got to make a Facebook post. And then I'm going to go to Facebook and get totally distracted. And once I break the focus from what I'm doing, I'm done.
Mhm.
I'm out for the whole day.
There is one little trick. I don't know if Kevin does it or not, but I do it every once in a while. You can schedule posts on Facebook.
Yes, I think
So
he
like
does.
if I have a really busy day, I did it this past weekend. If I have a really busy day on Saturday, I had a lot going on. I scheduled the entire day for my Facebook posts. And
well, you know, another little trick he has is it's called hire people to work for you.
Yes.
Oh, that too.
Like,
that helps.
Do you have any employees, Mel? Do you ever hire help, or it's just you're a one woman band here?
I'm just on my own. This is one of the biggest criticisms I get on my YouTube channel is about, in fact, I've had to actually block the words staff and stuff on my comments now, so they go to my hidden folder, because I just can't see them all the time like that. They just, like, I have to be able to sit down and go, right, I'm going to the hidden box now. I'm mentally prepared to go in there and read all these comments, because otherwise I'll just be going about my day and I'll log in and check the comments and I'll just get too triggered by a lot of them, because just everybody's like, you need staff. And that's not the business I wanted. I didn't want to I don't want a chain and ball around me with staff. I've always done this as like a lifestyle business so that I can manage the rest of my life and my kids and do whatever I want to do on my own terms. And if I don't want to be in the warehouse one day, then I don't be in the warehouse one day. If I want to go out thrifting one day, I'll go out. I don't want to have that chain and ball of an employee there that I have to manage. Like, I can barely manage myself, let alone manage somebody else. So it's just not part of the business plan that I ever wanted. Even though I think, yes, it would help me to have a staff member there doing the boring tasks like photographing and stuff. And it would definitely probably help me. There's just I can't even really explain it, but it's just something that I don't want to do at this point.
I totally
don't blame you.
I don't blame you either. I totally get it. But when we talk to actually the Harry Tornado episode, it's going to be the one that drops right before this one, right, Ryan?
Yep.
So you're going to follow Harry Tornado episode.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that or not. I don't know. I don't think we told anybody.
I think you're probably the first one to know, other than us.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Anyway,
but that's one of the things I learned, like, from talking to him. I'm like, dude, you say you work about 25 hours a week, and then like, what do you do during the week? And he kept talking about, oh, well, I do the Whatnot show on Monday night, and then Tuesday my packer comes in to get it all out for me, and then I go play golf. And I'm like, oh, they just hire it all out, of course.
Pretty
right?
amazing. Yep.
But also, and I don't know if you feel like this, Lonnie, in your shed, but people come to my videos to watch me pack the orders.
Right.
Yep. So they want to see me. That my packing videos are one of the biggest things on my channel. Some of them have got 50,000 views. Like, they're for a packing video. Like, I've got some really big packing videos on my channel.
But it's not about the packing, because you're packing books every time, right?
That's right. But I'm chit-chatting the whole way through it. So like, I'll show the book and be like, oh, this book sold for $10, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is about this topic. And then I'll run into some story from my childhood that I remember about the same topic, and I just chit-chat. Or I'll talk about, oh, I changed my shampoo in my so like I'm like the most random reseller there is, and I'll just talk about anything and everything. And those packing videos of mine are like an hour or an hour and 20 minutes long, and they're just half the time they're just me chit-chatting. And I think, how do I hire that out? They come there to watch me pack those things.
Right.
when I'm photographing as well, I often just take photos and just sit there and talk while I'm taking the photos. And that's the entire video, me just talking while I'm photographing. So there's a lot of that element of everybody wants me to get staff, but then at the same time, you're watching me do all these tasks. And if I hire it all out, what am I going to film?
There'll be no video. Yeah.
It's like a catch-22.
I feel the same way, like when we're pulling our orders and doing our stuff in here, and then we get comments about how we could, if you did this, then you could pull your orders faster. And I'm like, we're not really trying to make it faster. Like efficiency is not our goal here. We're trying to make a video here.
Yes.
Yes. If we cut everything out, you couldn't make the video.
I don't really want to expand the reselling so much, but I would like to. So I don't, not expand, grow. I don't really want to grow the eBay so much more, the store. Like I'm quite happy for it to sit around the same level it is, but I'd love to grow the YouTube more. And people don't really understand. I don't know. A lot of people are like, why are you spending your time making these daily vlogs when you should be spending your time making your money off the eBay? And I'm like, but I make money off the videos as well. So, I guess we don't so much as resellers talk about the money that we make on YouTube as openly as the sales that we get on eBay.
Well, no. And the reason is a lot of people most of the viewers, they understand we make money on YouTube, but a lot of them, they really don't want to hear about that,
Yeah.
And when I was coming up, when I was growing up, I was always taught it was rude to talk about the money you make. I don't know if that's the kind of the vibe over there in Australia or not, or maybe that's maybe that's my generation feels like that.
Yeah.
But I've never been real comfortable making the video. This is what we made on YouTube. Like that makes me kind of, I don't know.
Well, and resellers tend to get shamed for trying to make money any other way besides reselling. Which I never really understand, because I'm like, isn't the aim to have as many income sources as we possibly can? Like, but the name of the game in reselling is to make money. Everybody wants to make money. Does it matter how you make money? Just make money.
Right. It's like you have to, if don't listen to them. They're not a pure reseller because they have multiple income streams. So don't trust what they say. Right.
They can't be a good reseller because they got to make their money off YouTube. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's a fair thing to ask yourself when you're watching someone on YouTube. Like, would they really be doing that? Like, how would they do if not for YouTube or whatever? Who knows? I don't even care about that kind of stuff anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've heard it for so many years. I'm sure you have too.
Yeah. No, I'm like, if you want to do YouTube, go do it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's work.
It really is.
It is really a lot of work as well.
Well, Mel, I thank you for coming on this show, and we really appreciate it. I did have one more question for you before we wrap here. And by the way, we're filming this on 2 different days. You are currently on a different day than we are.
She's in a time machine.
Thank you for taking time out of your morning. I'm sure you have plenty to do today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. But this is a 2-part question that I thought of. What is your favorite, or the thing that you appreciate most about selling books? And what is your least favorite and the thing that maybe you hate the most about selling books?
Okay, I'll go with my least favorite first.
Okay.
My least favorite is the quantity in which they come in, and the piles of books that I end up with me while I'm trying to sort. I have a really hard time of culling books that probably some of them should be like moved on, whether or not, that's not for me. I'm a bookseller, but I don't have to sell every single book. I have a really hard time with if there's a book that is really good condition and it might only sell for $20, but I feel like $20 free postage. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like I probably shouldn't put that in my store, because I should be putting things in there that are $30 plus in my store. But I've got this, no, I'll save the book. Trying to
Right.
save
It's a
the
sense
book.
of duty, like you're a hero, right?
Yep.
Yes, because I don't want it to go to landfill. And it's like, well, it's too good to condition. I don't want it to go to landfill. But yeah, the worst part is probably just the piles around me and always feeling like I'm never finished, because I like to get my dopamine hits from finishing a task. So I'll see the thing and then I'm finished that. And then I'm like, yay, look at me, go me, now on to the next task. But with the books, they never end. So it's just constant. So I don't kind of get that unless I dedicate and go, oh, I'm just going to do this table today. And then I get that sense of accomplishment that I've done that one particular table. I never feel like I'm on top of everything. So that would be the worst part about books. But then one of the best things about books is just the abundance that they come in at the same time. I never have to worry about not having inventory like some people. I never have to worry about not being able to source anything. I can call up people and have books at my doorstep, pallets of them, whenever I want. So there's a lot of pros with that bulk inventory and a lot of inventory as well. But I think for me, the best part about it really is probably just the freedom that I get to
of course,
do what I want when I want, and work hard some days and not work as hard the other days.
Right.
And then, I don't know. And the benefit is it's brought me this YouTube community as well. So, yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
it really seems like to me the magic or the secret sauce in what you do is that you're willing to do that which most others are not willing to do.
Yeah.
And you're willing to work your tail off to get it done too, which you have to do.
I never wanted to be that YouTuber where people could criticize and say, oh, she's just a YouTuber doing it for the views. She doesn't do the work. I never wanted to be that. I never wanted to be called out. Like I never wanted anyone to be able to say, Mel's just here for the YouTube. She doesn't actually work hard. And I don't think anyone who watches my channel would ever say that I don't work hard, because I grind away in that warehouse on those books doing tasks that I don't always want to do. But I've got almost this fear of someone saying she's not a real reseller. Like there's this element of me trying to push for even probably a higher revenue on eBay than I actually really want, because I feel like I don't want to have that reputation of she's not a real reseller.
Like almost the imposter syndrome, right? That's pretty, yeah. I think a lot of us, I feel the same way. Like whenever, when I have a slow sales day, or when we have a slow sales day, that's the first thing I'm worried about. It's not like, oh no, we're not going to have as much money coming into our checking account tomorrow. It's not that. It's not that. It's, oh no, what's that look like?
Yeah.
What are they going to say?
What are they going to say when we sold 3 orders today?
Yes.
This is what you're doing and talking about on YouTube? Well, you're not very good at it, buddy. You sold 3 things.
The truth is, though, that's relatable. I mean, I think everybody probably has those days. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So
it still sucks.
Normally, if it's slower on eBay, it's because I haven't done as much listing.
That's true.
And then you just feel like I'm making all these videos, but I'm not actually doing the tasks that need me to get this thing because I'm so out of time. But yeah, it's all this I never wanted to be that reseller where somebody said she doesn't work hard. Yeah.
And so you drive yourself, you work your fingers to the bone with that chasing right, and now you're definitely. I don't think anybody ever tells you that, though, do they? They don't ever say you don't work hard.
No.
And in fact, my audience most of them would love me to actually pull back a little bit and take more self-care and not work as hard. I actually think they would like to see that a little bit. Yeah. But look, there's that balance of, well, if I pull back and don't do anything, then what am I showing?
Right.
A tough balance. Right.
Yeah.
Well, Mel, I really appreciate your authenticity and your honesty today. This has been really, you really laid yourself bare. And I think this is what your audience appreciates about you too. Like you're not afraid to be vulnerable and say, this is what I am, take it or leave it. and it looks like they're taking it. So thanks a bunch for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for
And
having
I will link your channel down in the description below. So
And
go
her Facebook.
subscribe. And her
Yeah.
Facebook too. I know she's not going to ask you to subscribe, but I will tell you to go subscribe.
I need to get on the Facebook.
But yeah, thanks again, Mel. This was great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Bye,
All right,
Mel.
guys. Thanks for watching.